Kelly Quinn, Lewis, Thick Rick. What about honesty in Columbus? Does it last?
That's a good question. So, let me ask you guys the question. Hypothetically, you find some money. We'll say reasonable amount of money. We'll say $1,000.
All right.
You find $1,000.
Laying on the ground?
Laying on the ground.
No wallet, no ID, just money.
Just money. You keeping it or you giving it? Or you turning it into the police? Hey, I found a stack of $1,000 in the park when I was on a walk. Do you take it to the police or do you pocket it?
This is Kelly.
I'll be honest.
I'm seeing Kelly's brain is like to explode.
I won't put you both on the spot. I'll answer first. If I see someone drop it or they're in the vicinity of it, I will let them know, hey, I think that's your money. If there's nobody around, pocketing, taking it, keeping it, spending it.
Okay, here's the thing. What if that's somebody's life savings that accidentally dropped and like they're desperate now? They have $0 to feed their family and they go to the police station. They're like, by chance, did any kind, good, honest person turn in $1,000 that they found at the park? Please tell me they did. And I feel like I would absolutely turn it in. I don't think I could sleep at night thinking that was meant to feed somebody's kids. Honestly, that's the first thing I would think of.
To that person, should have been more careful with your buddy.
Who's carrying their life savings around with them?
Right, exactly.
To the park.
No, I think if there were people around, I would turn it in because I would want good karma on my soul. But if there's no one around and there's just a cold stack of cash sitting someplace, because you're not technically stealing it.
No, I know, but legally you are. Because by law, you are supposed to report it.
It ain't thieving until you get caught.
Well, okay. But I hear Kelly, and when you think about somebody's
you go
kids,
to the bank,
you
have
two are just trying to be
check.
good people.
You get that cashed, and then you're walking home, and somehow and some it drops out of your possession. And that's all you had. You were getting ready to pay rent. You were to keep a roof over your head. That's literally all I could think about if I found $1,000.
Now, as I said, Lewis, I understand what Kelly's saying. I didn't say I wouldn't keep it. I want to say I wouldn't, but I'm trying to put myself in that spot.
What if it's a ransom drop?
And I don't.
Yeah, like Dumb and Dumber.
God.
When Lloyd Christmas went and grabbed the suitcase full of money.
So now I just prevented that person from getting their kid back, let alone not being able to feed them. Now they don't even get their kid back because I took the money. Anyway, I want to say I would, but man, if I was alone and there was nobody there, I feel like I would keep it, and I feel bad.
I'm telling you.
I feel like I would keep it.
If I saw someone, I would ask them if it was their money or give them the money because I would want somebody to do the same for me. But if I'm just on a casual shuffle through the park and there's nobody else there and I see money, I don't know who to turn that into. And what if I turn it into the police and some, meth dealer comes in by chance? Did anyone turn in some money that I had for a drug drop? Because now I'm taking your blood money and spending it on something good like my bills.
Well, Ben Everhart texted in. He said, now it scrolled down. He goes, he would put his number with it. He said, you turn it in with your number. That way you get to claim it if nobody else, comes forward saying that they lost money.
Mike, possession is 9/10 of the loss. As you pick that ish up, it's yours.
Katie, the opera singer, says, what if it's a cash drop for a drug deal?
That's what I said. So I'm going to take your drug money and spend it on something good.
But yeah, and then somebody said, if nobody claims it in a certain amount of time, Jake said, if nobody claims it in a certain time frame, don't you get the money anyway? I think you do. Isn't that right? You go report, look, I found this money. The police hold it. There's so much time goes by. If nobody claims it, don't you get to
That's the way it worked on the Andy Griffith Show.
I thought that's how it worked.
Courtney said, what if the money obtained in the commission of a felony like bank robbery, it could have die or sequential numbers where if you spend it, you could go to jail? Possibly.
So we got some stats.
I'd spread out the money so those numbers aren't sequential. 100 here, end of the stack over here.
Oh, now Luke has a good idea. I'll go to the police station, tell them I found an undisclosed amount of money, and have them contact me if someone comes looking for it. I don't know. Would the police let you do that?
I don't think
I don't
so,
think they'd
Luke.
do it.
I don't think they're going
It's
to
a
be
good
like,
idea,
yeah, okay,
though.
Sure.
And
that
if you-
sounds
I
good.
do love the effort.
If you're gonna just if you're leaving your number, just keep the money because you're looking for a little cheddar cheese for them to give you back the money you claimed.
We got some stats, right?
We do have some stats. I pulled these up. Would you like to guess which the most dishonest city in America is?
New York.
Detroit Rock, Michigan.
Okay.
62% of people in Detroit would keep it. 38% hand it over, followed by Memphis, New Orleans, Baltimore. Never trust the Ravens. San Antonio, Texas, Vegas, because God knows there's got to be money laying around Vegas all over the
Right.
place. So no one's turning that in.
I know, dude out there was burying it in his yard all over the place.
Right. El Paso, Texas, Oakland, California, Austin, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Washington, D.C. at number 12. Louisville is 13. And if you go all the way down, 50, they surveyed the major 50 cities, right? Or 50 decent-sized cities.
Yeah.
You have Columbus, Ohio at number 40.
Oh, well, that's pretty good.
Or we're 39, actually.
So we're kind of
39
honest.
out of- 39 out of 50.
We're more honest than not, I guess.
58% of people in Columbus would give the money back. 42% would keep it. The most honest city is Jacksonville, followed
Really?
second to most honest, Los Angeles.
Really?
Yeah, the majority of people in Columbus would be honest and would take the money back, would give the money back somehow.
All right. Well, that's what they say.
That's what they say.
They took surveys, and that's what they say.
So Kelly, you 100%, you'd give it back.
I would.
Okay.
I mean, I would turn it over. Yeah. Definitely. And then maybe in hopes of getting the money if nobody claimed it.
But see, okay. And even if you were
Nobody around.
nobody around.
Absolutely, I would turn it. I believe that one day I'll be standing before God answering for myself. I've already got a lot to answer for. I don't need to add money on top of it.
See, we look at things differently. I believe the same thing, only I go, I've already messed this up, so what's one more onto the fire at this point?
I mean, listen, I'm going to claim the blood of Jesus to cover my sins. I really am. But I am going to, if somebody, have you ever lost something, your wallet or something? Have you ever, it's
Yes.
been just like, it's a gut punch, especially if there's a good amount of money in there and you're like, it's a huge loss. And to think that somebody may have dropped it accidentally and it was really was a lot of money. I would never.
I see where
ever,
you're coming from, and I raise you this. Having been someone who's lost their wallet and everything in it, and the gut punch that is, where you have to go re-get all your credit cards and your license, and you're never going to get that cash back. I feel like you have went through a learning experience that makes you more careful where you put your money in your wallet and things like that. So therefore, perhaps this is their gut punch to where next time they'll do it better.
My grandmother had an envelope full of cash that she was getting ready to use on all her grandkids. I was little at the time. I was probably 9 years old. I was with her. She dropped it somewhere. All of her Christmas money. And it absolutely destroyed her. I mean, it was just this is a woman who's on a fixed income and saved every penny and withdrew that money. And we were going to go out and do some Christmas shopping together. She lost it. And we drove back to where she thinks she dropped. There's nothing there. So somebody took it. It was the same exact thing. I will never, ever forget that feeling of being with somebody who lost everything they had saved for, and nobody bothered to turn it in. Nobody bothered to leave it where it was.
But look at what you gained. Her losing that money, we probably reinvigorated to all of you what the true meaning of Christmas was and how the love of the family meant more. And it wasn't all about gifts.
To see a destroyed look on your grandmother's face, you'll never, ever forget. The kindest woman you've ever met. I will never forget that. So I would never, ever, ever take an envelope of money as my own if it wasn't mine.
Going back to the standing before God thing, what is God going to judge you on? I mean, there were no police laws about money on the books when the Bible was written.
Because I know in my own conscience what I think of when if I saw a pile of money, an envelope of money. Do you know what I think of? My grandmother. So
Okay.
how would I take that? In good conscience.
I'm just going back to what you said about.
I feel like God would say,
judge
"I
you.
gave you a conscience for a reason,
Okay.
Kelly. Why didn't you listen to it?"
Now I want you to think about this. You go, you tell the police you found this money. They're going to hold it and wait until somebody, and then they call you 2 days later and say, "Yeah, somebody did call and they got their money back,
Yep.
but it's really in the cop's pocket going home.
It's not my problem. It is not my conscience. It's their conscience.
All
Now
right.
they have to deal with that before God Almighty, not me.
On our Facebook wall, April says, if it's a wallet, I'm turning it in. If it's laying there, well, then I'm keeping it. Josh said, wouldn't say I'd not keep it, but there'd be signs like a familiar laugh. Miranda says, I wish I could say I'd turn it in, but I'd keep it. Between groceries, utilities, and gas in the car, that $1,000 would go quick.
Sean said, drug money or not, sorry, I got to eat. Give it, yeah. Phil said my ass would pocket it and buy some crankbaits. He's a fisherman.
Everybody who says that they would keep the money, I think of you as this person who stole from my grandma. That's what I think of. It really bothers me.
I said I'd keep the money.
That's what I'm
from
saying.
grandmas.
I didn't
Louis.
steal from your
I
grandma.
would-
You bounce checks and you steal from grandma.
If you came upon my grandma's money, you would have stolen it, is what you're saying.
Criminal. You're
so
a career criminal.
that's all I can think of.
John Dutrow said, if you believe in karma at all, you're turning it in. And that's where Kelly is.